Welcome to the Golden Lamb. Today I'm going to teach you how to make beer battered cod at home. It is incredibly easy. So first thing first is you're going to get some rice flour. Now I'm using brown rice flour from Red Mill, and you're going to put a little bit in a bowl and then take your cod fillets and you're going to just lightly dust them in the rice flour coating. Now this helps make your crust really crispy when it comes to actually frying them. It helps the batter rise a bit and just makes for a crunchier fish fillet. So I'm doing this to all my cod. I'm cooking about 2 pounds worth of cod here. It serves about 2 people. And when you're done coating your fish fillets in brown rice, it's time to start making your batter. So we're going to start with the dry ingredients. So we're going to add our flour. It's about 3/4 cup of flour, followed by 1/4 cup of rice flour, followed by 1 and I think 1/2 tablespoons of baking powder. And there's the first tablespoon, and then I am struggling to get the half. Now I could just grab the 1/2 teaspoon on my friggin' thing and put it in there, but no, I'm gonna struggle. So got that in there. And now I'm gonna add a dash of salt. This is kosher salt. You can use table salt. You could use pink Himalayan salt if that's all you had. With my fancy whisk, I'm just gonna whisk those dry ingredients together. Make sure they're well incorporated. And now I'm gonna add my beer. I recommend a light beer. It doesn't come out too bitter when you're making your batter. If you use a really dark beer, it can add a lot of bitterness to it. So pour 1 cup of ice cold beer. You want it to be ice cold. That helps the gluten, stops the gluten from rising in the batter. And you're going to mix that until it has a pancake batter-like consistency. And so you don't want to over whisk, and it's okay to have lumps, just like pancake batter. So don't worry about lumps. Now that we're done with that, it is time to heat. And now I'm using my Le Creuset Dutch oven. It's deep enough to where when I add the fish to the oil, there's plenty of room for the oil to expand a bit. And I'm going to use canola oil. You can use any oil that is flavor neutral and has a low smoke point, meaning I can cook this, I can heat this up to 375 degrees and it's not going to burn. Olive oil would burn. Other oils you can use are avocado oil or grapeseed oil. Now about 10 minutes has passed and I'm checking the temperature and it's not right there yet, so another 5 minutes or so when we're right at 370 degrees for this oil. So I set all my fish fillets with powdered rice on a cooking sheet, and now I'm going to dredge them in my batter. And you want to evenly coat it, and then, let any excess come off. And then you are going to carefully drop that fillet away from you into the hot oil. And then do the same with the rest of your fillets. Now it's important to leave plenty of room in your oil for in your Dutch oven for the oil and the fish. You don't want to overcrowd it. So you're going to cook your fish in batches, basically. Now, this is a 3-minute time lapse. You're going to cook one side for about 3 minutes, and then you're going to take your tongs and you're going to flip them over to the other side. And I am struggling with these tongs for some reason. I don't know why I can't grip this fish. I need to work on my tong grip. Look at this. Look at this. I just can't grip it. And you can see how much the dough has risen. The batter has risen on the fish there. And then again, another 3 minutes on this side. Now, you may notice, you may not notice, that I actually swapped out. This is my second batch of fish, and this has cooked the same amount of time, 6 to 7 minutes, and this is what you want it to look like. This nice golden brown. You don't want to overcook it. So then set these to drain on a paper towel, and the good thing about this recipe is if you cook at 375 degrees, your crust shouldn't be really soggy. It should actually be really light and dry. Cooking at a high heat for a short period of time ensures that your cod crust isn't oily and stodgy, I guess is the term. So set these to cool on a paper towel. Now, I rarely deep fry things, so I was feeling kind of experimental, and so I took some of my leftover cod fillets here, and I didn't put them in beer batter, I just put them in the oil. Don't do this. My cod actually ended up falling apart in the oil after about 3 minutes, and it was a hassle to clean up, so don't do this. And then here's the final result. This is the cod and the fries I made in my air fryer. Now I always drench my beer battered cod in malt vinegar and then in tartar sauce. And it tastes just like straight out of the pub. There's that malt vinegar. Thanks for watching.